スパニアはまねちわな。햄바에 스파니아 와마네 데리아라 헨헨헨마나.
Hello guys, this is JJ. Welcome back to my channel. I just watched the new Lion King movie recently. It was directed by John Favreau, which is famous for Happy and Iron Man series. And I'll tell my thought, and I quote Nala from the movie. I'm not satisfied. I am disappointed. That's it. That's the real thought when I watched the new Lion King movie. You know, the Lion King movie is one of my favorite Disney animations. Including me, a lot of people really like that animations, and a lot of people get hyped and worried about this live action Lion King movie. Let me explain to you. First of all, I'll tell the good things about this movie. Thankfully, there is a good things in this movie, you know? The first thing is the CGI. I mean, the hardcore hater, even the hardcore haters about this movie will absolutely agree that the CGI in this movie is flawless. The CGI is so perfect that it actually look like real animals, lions or hyenas, whatever the African animals that you can imagine. They all look really same, and I really appreciate about that. And the second thing is the voice acting is good. They managed to get James Earl Jones as a Mufasa. Is quite amazing since he is also the original voice actor of Mufasa in 1994 animation. And Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino, as adult Simba. Uh, Beyonce, a freaking Beyonce as adult Nala. Chiwetel Ejiofor as the Scar. And John Oliver as Yazoo. And the list goes on and on. Those high tier celebrity is doing the voice actings, and all of the voice acting is quite decent in my opinion. So let's get to the juicy part, the bad things. Yep, this is practically a movie rant, not a movie review because of this. So I will tell you what's the problems in this movie one by one. Okay. Oh, and sorry. Since the new Lion King movie is released too recently, there is no visual evidence for my analysis. So I apologize for that. The the video will be released at least after 2 or 3 months or so. First, the lazy recreation of original animation. Like I said, the CGI is perfect, even flawless. But the thing is, they just made almost identical frame by frame to the original animation. Even you watch the trailer, the scene is almost identical to the original animation. Even the camera works, composition, direction, all of the things are very similar, more than similar, exactly same. I mean, even Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Hell's Jungle Book, heck, Dumbo. Those movies are somewhat have a different direction or camera works, which is different from the original animations. But this movie, almost 80% of the movies is exactly identical to the original animation. It's lazy. I know the CGI is really hard working. You have to sit through the whole programming thingy to make the CGI perfect. I get that. I do appreciate that. But the thing is, besides that, everything is really lazy. And the second, the complete lack of facial emotional expression. Now, as I mentioned, the CGI is perfect. The animals in this movie, it looks almost exactly same as the real life animals. But it is too perfect. It is too perfect. They look like ordinary animals. And you know what ordinary animals look like. Most of the humans cannot read the emotions of the animals. I mean, of course, there is some people who can read the emotions of animals. I get that. But the thing is, mostly people do not. As the person who watched Lion King animation over and over, I really enjoyed all the facial expression, all the emotions they show in the movie. But here, there's nothing. From the beginning to the end, the ordinary looking animals featured, and they just being an animal. There is no facial expression. Of course, the dialogues, of course, they convey the emotion, thought, and all sorts of things through the dialogues, but it is not enough since their facial expression is pretty much same all the time. Okay, I'll give you the experiment. See, this is Winnie the Pooh, which is also made by Disney. So, what do you guys see? What do you think he thinks right now? What do you expect? I mean, it looks like happy since it has a smile, a human like smile, and look at this. This is a koala doll, a realistic koala doll, if you will. Now, just look at this. What do you think this koala think? Do you think happy or angry or sad? I don't know, and I bet you guys don't know either. Why? Because it looks like a real animals. And as I said, normal people can't read an animal's expression because it doesn't convey, it doesn't make human emotion, humans' expressions. Do you guys can see this? Do you guys understand what I want to say? This is the major problem of this new Lion King movies. They made two perfect animals that it doesn't fun like original animation. Okay, For the record, I'll just show the original animation to prove my point.
Danger? Ha! I walk on the wild side. I laugh in the face of danger. Ha ha
Hey, what's going on? She's gonna eat me! Huh? Whoa! Jeez, why do I always have to save your...
Do you guys can understand what I'm trying to say? Do you guys see what's the problem of this? And because of this, they make additional unnecessary dialogues, you know? Since they can't make humanistic expressions, what they did is making additional unnecessary dialogues to convey what is going on. And because of that, the depth of the movie itself is significantly lower than the 1994 animations. Can you imagine? 1994 animation is mostly drawn by hand, and this one is, well, mostly made by computer graphic animation, but has a shallow it is shallow than the 1994 hand drawn animation. And that is a real problem. It is just a bunch of em- animals that normal human can read their emotions. So it is a very big problem. Makes less it is less funny. It is less interesting than the original animation. And that is a real problem with this epic drama movie. Yeah, The Lion King is an epic drama. Don't you guys notice it? And they just basically get rid of all the complex emotions. It is not that good. Not that good, I say. And there is another problem. Since if since if CGI move since the because of the CGI, the animals seems identical even from each others. Okay, I'll give you a simple quiz. Take a wild guess who is Mufasa and who is adult Simba. I'll give you 10 seconds. I'll give you 5 seconds. See, it's hard to recognize even if you watch the movie itself. Another thing, take a guess who is Sarabi and who is adult Nala. Another 5 seconds. Did you get that? Did you get that? Okay, last thing. Take a guess who is young Simba and who is young Nala. Did you correct? Are you correct? As you guys can see, you can't differentiate unless you have some kinds of hawk eye or eyes of Yagamoto, I don't know. In animation, you can easily recognize the characters by just watching it because there is a distinct difference between those characters. It is shame. It is animation. it is an animation. It is practically not a live action since most of the thing is computer graphics animation. So it is really shame. It is really shame that they didn't differentiate character from each others. What a loss. What a waste of knowledge and talent. And the third one, the watered down musical sequences. Like I said, there is no facial expression, only the only the dialogues. Most of the musical sequences are pretty normal. You know, how do they mess up with that? Lion King has a timeless musical songs like I just can't wait to be king or can you feel the love tonight or Hakuna Mata, and even worse, be prepared. Be prepared is only half of the music is played on this movie, and it is not even good. It just start as a normal dialogues and it suddenly became a music and it just end. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's less than 2 minutes, but be prepared is the worst recreation in this movie. Can you believe that? That is the most interesting sequence in whole, I mean, one of the most interesting sequences in The Lion King. And they just basically just butchered it down and present it to us. That is an insult. Oh, except that jungle. That sequence is much better than the original. I have to say. Yeah, I have to say that it gets more richer. It gets more interesting. So I gotta say, jungle is much better than the original animation. But that's just one. All of them. I'm so angry. Yeah. So, in other words, there is no innovation whatsoever in this movie. Do you remember when there is lots of innovation in Disney movies? They try to be, they try to make a new thing, something daring to do. Well, I mean, yeah, of course, they are major and richest studio in the whole world, but still, they have a challenging attitude while they making the animations. But by watching this bunch of live action remakes recently, I think I'm afraid that Disney is passing through the another dark ages. You know the Disney's dark ages when they make mediocre animations and bunch of and making bunch of sequels, which is really low quality than the original films. I mean, don't get me wrong, the animation part, the recent Disney, the recent Disney animation is really good, great even. I get that, but in the area of live action movies, I think if they're going through the another dark ages, and it really makes me angry and sad at the same time because I do love animation. I do love Disney. I grew up by watching Disney animation, so I do love animation, Disney animation. But watching these guys becoming a greedy bastards like they used to be is really heartbreaking. I don't know, maybe this is my concerns. Maybe this is my unnecessary worry. I don't know. And because of this, I am really afraid of live action Mulan and The Little Mermaid. After watching these guys making live action remakes of the classic animations, I'm really worried about what they're going to do in the future. So, anyway, I'll wrap up this. Of course, there's a good thing in this movie, but sadly, most of the things are very bad and even worse than the original animations. So I I'm gonna quote my feelings about this movie by famous YouTuber, the report of the week.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Anyway, I will rate this movie 3.5 out of 5. Thank you guys for watching. I know this might be very different from the other movie review videos since I want to show my emotion to you guys uh, more directly. So there is no script in this uh, movie review videos. This is just my pure thoughts about this movie. So I have to say I apologize if this video seems very wacky and unprofessional. But I want to do this because, as I said, I'm not satisfied. I am disappointed by this movie. I'm so worried about the future of Disney live action movies. I don't worry about Disney animation, of course, but these live action movies are really makes me worry. So leave your comment down below and please tell me what's your thoughts about this movie. Do you guys think this is a horrible, or do you guys think it's better than the original animation? Please let me know. And if you have any kind of request, I'll gladly accept it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.